Welcome to Old Roommates. Today on the show, Christina's Choice, The Jerk, starring Steve Martin. So grab your Optograb and settle right in.
Oh, sorry about that. This is Brian. Welcome to Old Roommates.
Welcome to you, Brian.
The only podcast that revisits pop culture through a middle-aged lens. This is Brian.
And this is Christina.
Yeah.
And today we are recording once again. Hold on. I have to grab the coffee. We're recording once again at the podcasting studio at What Chairs Writers Club, a nonprofit supporting Rhode Island's content creators. I'm finally getting good at reading that copy.
Yeah.
So you can visit them online at whatcheerclub.org or stop by club headquarters at 160 Westminster Street in downtown Providence. And this is the good part.
Yeah.
What Cheer Writers Club is not responsible for any content produced in the club studio. So if we take our microphones outside of the studio, are they responsible for it?
Oh, God. I think this is needed because Christina is a loose cannon.
Yeah, you're right. I am.
We actually really love recording here. It's like fun. And
It is really fun.
It's a good time.
We're getting better at it.
I think so.
We're not hitting microphones.
We're not like banging into everything. But
swallowing and sniffling.
Yeah, and God bless, no Shorty. No more of my cat screaming.
So true.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is Christina's Choice. If you recall, if you're an active listener of our show, we love you. And back a few months ago, my choice was Xanadu. I made Christina watch it. She'd never seen it before. It's one of my favorite movies from the past. And so when it's Christina's turn, she had me watch The Jerk, which I had never seen before.
Right.
So Christina, I do not have a then for this because I'd never seen it before. So tell us about your then. This is 1979.
It was 1979. 1979. So I have seen this movie several times in my life. I hadn't seen it in about 20 years. I don't recall when I first saw it, as usual. But it is one of my all-time favorites. I remember it being hilarious. I remember it watching with my sister Renee and just always just laughing at the goofiness. I'm a huge Steve Martin fan because of this movie. Although it wasn't my first introduction to Steve Martin. We used to have the album Wild and Crazy Guy. Okay. I think this might be one of the albums I chose when my father came up. Remember when we were talking about the Muppet movie, we had my father came into our room and said, "We're joining the Columbia Records
Tapes Club,
or whatever." And I think this might have been one of the ones I chose. It was like Steve Martin's Wild and Crazy Guy in the Muppet movie.
Wow.
But maybe not. This might be too old. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't make a difference. So I loved it. This movie is actually based on some of his stand-up from this show. Yeah. And I just thought it was really funny. I remember even quoting the movie several times and just referring back to it. And I've made many of my friends watch it. So it was always one of my favorites. And what do you think? I'm going to toss it back to you. So what were your original, did you have any preconceived notions of it?
I didn't. I knew that it was like a very famous film, very famous Steve Martin film. I think I recall it showing on would it be like Channel 38 or Channel 56, an evening movie where because I remember snippets, but for a commercial. So I'm trying to think of the one that stands out when I was like, oh yeah, I remember this from the commercial, but I don't. Oh God, I can't even think of a single stupid thing. But no, I never saw it, and it's interesting because I read Born Standing Up. I read his book.
Yes, I remember you actually referring it to me.
I loved it, and I loved I mean, geez, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I loved The Man with Two Brains. I really love L.A.'s Story. Mm-hmm. I loved All of Me, Lily
Mm-hmm.
Tomlin. Steve Martin, I really, truly am like a fan. I've read a couple of his books and, Born Standing Up and then Shop Girl, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
but I would say I really enjoy Steve Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Parenthood, even House Sitter. I mean,
He's good.
He's great. We're always
He's good.
solid and reliable, like
Mm-hmm.
reliably funny.
Here we go.
I didn't like this movie.
I didn't think you would.
Wait, what?
Well, no, not going into... So, the whole time I was rewatching it, I'm like, Brian's not going to like this movie. Brian's not going to
So tell me why.
I think it's a little too, like, dumb for you. I don't think you, like really appreciate that type of humor. Almost like, I don't think you like... What did you write?
I'm about to show Christina a note in my notebook that I took while I was watching it. Sorry, it's a shoot.
What is he writing?
Sorry.
It says, what, starting from here?
It's just
isn't dumb enough, not consistently dumb enough. Interesting.
Yeah. It felt like different kinds of humor. Are we just jumping in?
Yeah, just jumping
in. All right, so in the very beginning, the very start,
mm-hmm.
he just sounds like he has a stuffy nose. He doesn't sound pathetic or desperate. It's like, hi. And I'm like, oh, God, this is already wrong.
You're making me laugh.
He wrote the story. Steve Martin wrote the story and the script.
Yes.
I think mostly to me, it felt like, and it's so interesting because I didn't know that a lot of this is based on his stand-up special, because it felt like he was, and you know who else does this is, although she doesn't write the scripts, but I find that like Amy Schumer, she's making she's made a few movies now, and I find that she really tries to like force feed her stand-up bits into a plot, and it doesn't always work. And I felt like this just felt like, I'm like, the story, it just seems disconnected. It felt very set up. There's so many scenes that I was like, here's the setup, here's the funny parts, but some of these scenes went on so long. Oh my God!
Yes, they did go on, and I will tell you, I don't think it stood up. Yeah, I as I was watching it, I'm like, ooh, it's not quite as funny as I remember it to be. But I think that it's very dated. And I mean, it's 79.
Well, I mean, it is
79. It's 79, and I think that the whole style of movies it was different then anyway. I think that the scenes were a bit longer than they are today. We've discussed this before in other movies. And a lot of what he does in the movie has been done many times since. So it's watered down. I still liked it. I still loved it because I love him, and it has that, kind of retro effect that, I just loved it, the nostalgia, all of that. But I did find it like, I don't know, this part isn't that funny, and like the hitchhiking thing, like some of the gags were like silly, the hitchhiking and going up a block, not even a block.
Yeah.
I liked him finding his rhythm. Like, I liked a lot of the dialogue, but you're right. He's not very consistent in like his intellect.
Yes.
Right? So I think that he's supposed to be really naive, which plays well. There's no
understanding of why he's so dumb. Like, I mean, like, there's no understanding. His family, the Black family, are a loving, lovely family.
Right.
He was left on his doorstep as a baby. I'm telling you, where I really was like, oh my God, okay, good. When the dog was barking, he's like, what's that, boy? What? Yeah. But then, okay, it would have been just enough to be like a fire and then have him run out. Mm-hmm. But then it goes on and on and on. He's knocking on every door. There's a fire. Come on.
And I remember that as being a funny scene, and I didn't find it funny this time around.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But It's funny, like, because, I mean, you said it's dated, but I mean, it is, but it's like, it's from 79. But there are certainly comedies, like, I think, like, say, like, Airplane, where it's like there's that consistent, but it's the humor, it feels all from the same place. The sort of, you know, slapsticky, outrageous humor. This, the humor comes from, it's different kinds of humor from different places, but it can be done. Like 30 Rock made 7 seasons or whatever out of that kind of thing where they just throw anything at a board and hope it's funny. And I feel like this movie was trying to do that, but it just, the scenes went on too long.
Right. I think this is his first acting gig.
His first leading role.
Yes.
And
what was he in before that? Do you know?
Was the Muppet movie before this? Because he had that bit role in the Muppet movie?
This is 79.
Well, the Muppet movie was before that.
Was it?
Right?
Oh, I don't know. It probably is. It doesn't even matter. Okay, it's fine. It probably is.
Well, we're super negative. Tell me, from your opinion, what did last for you? What did make you... What held up?
What I loved about this is, of course, him. Like, I feel like, as dumb as it is, I felt like he was always all in. Like, in every scene. Working at the gas station, his being shot at, and his, that whole, he's after the cans. Yeah. And then, more cans. And then, all that. Like, I just feel like, as dumb as it was, like, he was all in. Like, he was, I thought, really funny. I thought it was a funny performance from him. I also loved some of the writing was funny, like just the dummy, dumb stuff. How many times are we saying dumb in this episode? When he is being, first of all, so he offers him a job for $1.10 an hour. He's like, $1.10 an hour. He's like all excited. I looked it up. The minimum wage back in 1979 in that city, I forget where it was. I looked it up though. Was $2.90 an hour.
Oh,
isn't that funny? Anyway, just a little bit of trivia there.
I like Jackie Mason.
Yeah, he's
the
good.
Gas station guy.
Yeah, he's really good.
So really quick, this is his technically 5th movie.
Oh.
He was in Another Nice Mess. He did a film called The Absent-Minded Waiter, which is a short film. He was in Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
He was good.
He was in the Muppet movie, obviously, and he did a documentary called The Kids Are All Right. So this is 1979, the same year as the Muppet movie. So he's, but this was something that this was like a passion project. He did push this to one production, I don't know if it was Columbia or whatever, one of them, and they rejected it, and then they brought it to another one, and they picked it right up his... so I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, like, so it was rejected, but he saw it through and got it done. But to me, it just felt very ba-dump-bump. But then the ba-dump-bump had more, and I think it just should have stopped. It's like, we get the joke. You making the scene 2 minutes longer isn't helping the joke.
Right. I do feel like it got better as it went on. I think the beginning part was weaker. I think as soon as Bernadette Peters showed up, it kind of picked up.
She's amazing.
She's
so good. Talk about game. I actually wrote a similar note about her. She's just like up for, she is up for anything.
I love her.
And she's just so good.
She's so good. And I feel like it started like feeling better as a movie once she showed up. They were dating when they did this.
Oh, really?
That? Yeah, they were dating. So, and that song that they do, can we bring it up? I don't think we have.
Oh, do you want to play? I'll try and find it.
Yeah, try to find it.
Tonight You Belong to Me.
Tonight. I loved that scene then. I loved the scene now. I listened to it again. I just think it's adorable. I think they sing so well together. I think it's just really, really a sweet song. So, so I think it really started to pick up when Bernadette Peters showed up. One part of the movie when he goes to like lean in for a kiss and he licks her face, that was not scripted.
Okay, so why did he do that, though? Because that's in my notes.
So it was because, I don't know why. You'll have to ask him
Bingo.
in your next conversation. But it surprised her. And I think it was just one of those things where, I don't know.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I know what you're
saying.
saying.
His family didn't lick themselves hello.
Are you sure? But he's never been. Oh, he actually was with that other woman already, wasn't he?
God dang it! I can't find him on Spotify right now.
What?
One of the many places you can find this podcast, but I can't. I can't find it. Let me try Bernadette. I'm gonna enter Steve Martin and see what pops up for songs from him.
So the role was actually written for Bernadette Peters.
Yes, that I read. Yeah.
But they were dating. I think they were dating by the time the film began, is what I said. But I could be whatever. Some of the dialogue I thought was funny. And it surprised me. One of the ones. I think they were talking. He was saying something like, "It's something difficult for me to say. I have something to say. It's difficult for me." And he said, "You think he's going to say I love you or whatever?" And he says, "I slit the sheet I slit," which I thought was kind of funny. It only took 45 days in production.
I believe that.
Yeah, you can tell.
You
can tell.
I can't find that song anywhere.
And
Sorry.
Really?
Well, I didn't look on YouTube, but
it finished 10 days ahead of schedule.
Wow.
So it's definitely low budget. It's definitely like rough. I enjoyed it because I love him. I thought he was really good in it. I liked Bernadette Peters a lot in it. The part, you know what part I liked was that made me laugh when he was after he had made his millions and he was talking to someone trying to make a deal, and they said the N-word. And he says, "You're talking to a..."
Yeah,
that was really funny.
Yep.
What did you like? Did you like anything?
All right, relax, Christina. I'm so sorry. I'm
going to look for the song while you're saying all of the wonderful things you liked about the movie.
So here's what I mean. What I liked is when he said, "Great things." So his names appears in the phone book, and he's like, "Great things are going to happen for me now," and he's all excited. And then the very next moment is the assassin who wants to kill him.
Well, that's the joke.
Because he finds
that's
in the notebook.
Joke. That's in the phone book.
This is what I'm saying that I liked.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm back.
So then what happens is, then it just keeps going on and on and on. And I'm like, you had the joke, you gave us the punchline, end it. So, but here's the thing. This is my problem, because I liked a lot of the bits, but they just then it made me get angry because they wouldn't stop. For example, I'll say this. The bathtub scene where he's trying to read the note that got wet. It's her goodbye. It's her Dear John letter, or her goodbye note. The note got wet, so all the words are, running into each other. Yeah. And, oh, my God, he just keeps reading it. And it's like, got the joke. I got it. It is a funny premise. It doesn't need to be that long.
Right. You're right. The scenes were long. Got it.
I'm so sorry.
No, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. I was sad that it didn't stand up as well as I had hoped.
I love the idea of pizza in a cup. I wrote that down twice. I'm like, pizza in a cup? Did you not remember, Christina?
I don't remember that.
What? Pizza in a cup. So there was pizza in a cup.
You can say it as many times as you want. I'm still not going to remember it.
So they had this thing at the circus or whatever the hell it was, and it was like pizza in a cup, but they did a competitive brand called Cup of Pizza. But anyway, I thought that was a cute
at the carnival
idea. Carnival, sure. And I thought it was this. I laughed at this when the motorcycle. What was her name? Motorcycle girl.
Oh, she was good. She
was great, and she tattooed his name on her butt, and she's like, and he's like, you tattooed my name on your butt. It's right here under the J's.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wait, I found the song.
Oh.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
It's on the ocean.
Very
it's not
staticky.
It's from the ocean. They're on the ocean.
Oh. Come on, they're so cute together. Yeah, I said I liked that.
I know, I love that song. I love it. Okay, anyway.
I think they do a cover, or somebody do a cover for Juno. you remember that soundtrack? I feel like that's on there.
Maybe.
I don't know. So it's on something. Okay, let's see.
So what about...
I like something else. So I'll tell you the things I like.
Yes, please.
I did like the when she's taking knife throwing lessons. And
he's standing there.
And she's like, "Do you have a balloon?" And he's like, "No." "Oh, wait, right here." Like, and it's like a totally blown up balloon. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, I do like, there's a lot of things that are, I mean, they do try a lot of different kinds of humor. I just wish it was more consistent. I just wish a lot of it was, I hate to say it, but dumber.
Yeah.
I love the ending with the family and Bernadette. And
were you surprised at the ending? Did that surprise you that they showed up? I remember when I first saw it, it was surprising that they showed up. Like, I kind of forgot they existed.
So that's so interesting. I loved the family so much that I'm like, I hope they come back. I hope they're reoccurring characters in this story. There's
they were
so much love, and I really like the balance of that. Where so much of the movie is just ridiculous.
Mabel King from That's Happening. What's Happening?
Oh, I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah, she's and actually, there's somebody else. I think one of the brothers or something was also in What's Happening, but I don't remember. I don't think he was like a recurring character. I think he was just sort of like a friend of a friend.
Okay.
I liked the rich guy stuff. I liked when he was at the restaurant and they ordered snails.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, look up, don't look down, don't look out. She's like, oh, she was.
Oh my God, she was great.
Really good. And like the water cooler of wine with like wine glasses instead of like the paper cups, like stuff like that. I thought was really cute and unique. I
liked the line where he's rich, and they go to him, and it's like, "Sir, someone is here for charity." And he goes, "No, charity. No, there are people much less fortunate than me." That was funny.
And I liked when they lost the money and Bernadette Peters, she's like, I don't really care about losing all the money. It's losing all the stuff.
Did she say stuff or things? Did she say stuff?
I think she said stuff.
Stuff? Okay.
Yeah, I think she said stuff. So what about all this, the scene, that's all I need. I don't need anything. Just this lamp. And then he's like, this lamp and my dog. And then he starts pulling all these different things out.
Oh my God. I feel like that was up there with the beginning when he's like, you're probably, whatever.
Well, that's the same person. It's
the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's him at the end. Right?
I wish you could see the dirty, venomous looks Christina and I are giving to each other. You don't have to
fine,
explain.
You hate him. You hate him. That's fine.
There were things I liked, but I really did not care for the movie as a whole. I am shocked to hear myself say that because of I love Steve Martin. Love Bernadette Peters is great in this. It just didn't. The jokes went on way too long. Oh God! And I don't know. The let's see what else.
I did write down that the ending was satisfying, and that I did love that the family found him.
I agree.
And then
with
he's like, "How did you find me?" And he's like, "This is the first place we looked."
I loved the actor from Maude, whose name escapes me.
Albert.
No, not Albert Finney.
Albert's his name, I think, on Maude.
That's Walter.
Oh, it's Walter. But I think Albert is his first name. That Albert, he's something.
He's
in him
great.
is
I loved his enthusiasm. I did think it was. I did not. How am I saying this? Think, or I was really shocked by the twist where everyone went cross-eyed.
Oh yeah.
Or but what do they call it?
Bug-eyed? It's so funny. Bug-eyed?
Bug-eyed or cross-eyed?
I forget what they called it.
Yeah, but that was a funny twist.
That's good. I'm glad you were surprised about that.
I will say this. So you mentioned the scene where they say the N-word twice. Yes. It was a bit jolting, but different times and all that.
Yeah.
But then it's followed by a Bruce Lee fighting action sequence. It's very Bruce Lee inspired. That is pretty straightforward. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay. I don't know. It just wasn't funny. What else can I say?
Yeah.
The fight between, oh my God, this is a harsh note. You have to. So this is towards the end.
Okay.
Oh, it's that scene you were talking about with like, all I need is this, or I don't need. So I wrote the fight between Naven and Marie is just loud shouting.
Yeah.
And I wrote not very funny.
No, it wasn't very funny. I agree. I 100% agree.
It's a lot of like just loud.
So I even remember when I watched it way back when, I felt like it lost a little something once he became rich. I felt like it was...
Why? I thought you said earlier that you... Didn't you just say that you liked all the rich stuff?
No, I liked some of the stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
I said some of the stuff is funny. I didn't say everything. But I felt like it, as a story, the story, once he became rich... I liked when he was rich, but it was like something about that. Maybe it was after everybody became cross-eyed or something. Like there was somewhere down the line where I was like, oh, it's a little bit long, that kind of thing. Back then I remember that, but then when it was closer to the end of the movie anyway, so it wasn't even that big of a part. But I do remember not loving that. The actor that we were looking at,
yes.
I was way off. I have no idea. Like, I don't know where Arthur came in. But it's his name is Bill Macy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like you knew that all along. I'm so glad I was able to look it up for you. So that's that. Do we want to take a little break?
Oh, really? I guess so, sure.
Oh,
yeah, I can review my notes. No, I don't even know. Sure. This is your movie.
Did you want to think about it?
This is your movie.
This is our podcast.
This movie makes me like Xanadu even more.
It makes me hate Xanadu even more. No, I'm just kidding. All right, hold on. We're going to just take a break and try to repair this. We'll try to repair this friendship. Maybe. Hey there. It's Brian and Christina. We just wanted to take this break to thank you for listening to Old Roommates, the only podcast that revisits pulp culture through a middle-aged lens. Please subscribe to Old Roommates on iTunes, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. And give us a rating and review while you're there.
If you have any questions, comments, or observations, shoot us an email at oldroommatespod@gmail.com. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Old Roommates. Thanks for listening. And now, back to the show.
And we're back
with final thoughts and questions. So, Christina, this was your choice. And so it sounds like you didn't...
Sorry
Christina
if you heard
keeps
that.
hitting the spring.
Bang.
It sounds like you didn't quite enjoy it as much as you thought you were going to.
Unfortunately, I did not enjoy it as much as I had originally loved it.
You have talked in the past that, like, watching it for the podcast... You feel a heightened sense of awareness about movies.
Yeah, it's
a
little bit different. It's a little different than just sitting back and relaxing and watching.
You also said that while you're watching this movie that you were maybe thinking of how I might be enjoying the movie.
True.
So, but do you think that...
Not dissimilar to your thoughts of me watching Xanadu.
True.
Right?
True. So do you think that hindered your enjoyment?
Maybe a little bit, but I do think that the movie's dated. Like there's nothing,
Yeah.
There's no disputing that at all. I almost hesitate in recommending it, to be honest. Like I think I still would recommend it, but I would have to have lots of like disclaimers, like remember when it was made, remember, like.
I know.
I'd have to defend it.
And at the time we talked about this off the air, that this movie was made for, I think, for $4 million, $4 million, and made $100 million.
Yes.
And I think with the inflation or the whatever they're calling it, when it's adjusted for the year, it remains his most financially successful film. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
But it made that much money more than because it was so inexpensive to make.
I'm not very surprised about that because I do remember it being super popular. And I remember him being very, very popular. Mm-hmm. And I do remember that part of it. And, I mean, honestly, if you throw this, like, The Jerk, like, who hasn't heard of The Jerk? Right? I mean, I guess we can ask that question to our listeners. Like, I mean, I feel like you say The Jerk and everybody knows that that's a Steve Martin movie. Like, it's very, very popular. And so it doesn't really surprise me that it's his most highly grossing movie, right? Mm-hmm. So I did have a little bit of trivia, and I just tried to verify it quickly offline. So I'm going to just say I'm hoping that one of our listeners will be able to verify it for me. But I had heard many, many years ago that Steve Martin got his start as a backup dancer on Sonny and Cher.
Oh, I feel like I heard that before.
Did you hear that? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I'm not out left field.
It sounds true.
Okay. So anyway, I thought that was kind of an interesting thing.
So,
but Steve Martin is still will always be one of my favorite actors, if not my favorite actor. I mean, honestly, like, I love him.
Like I said, I love him. Born Standing Up. I love the book. I love so many of his movies. I'd never seen this one. It was his first big one, and then there you go. I didn't care for it. But since we love Steve Martin, let's do a question. So fuck, marry, kill. Steve Martin in The Jerk. Mm-hmm. Steve Martin in Roxanne.
Oh, I forgot about Roxanne. I love Roxanne.
Steve Martin in Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh. So I think I would...
One moment.
Oh, you doing your guess?
Yep.
I feel like when you give me these, it's kind of easy. Like, it's not very... I think you're doing them easy on purpose so that you'll get them right.
How dare you?
I do. That's my...
Do you want to... I'll change Little Shop of Horrors.
No, don't change anything for my benefit. But if you get it right, it means I'm right about you and your ulterior motives. So I'm going to say, obviously, killing Naven. Oh,
I'm already wrong.
Really?
Yep.
What'd you think? Well, I was going to marry him? You think I'm going to marry Naven?
Yes.
Oh,
because
boy.
Who is going... What would you do with the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors? He's a sadist.
I'd F him. Well, I'm not going to marry him. Hey, it could be interesting. So...
Oh, my God.
And obviously I would marry the character in Roxanne. What was his name? I forget. He was like an all-around perfect guy in Roxanne, except for his nose.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of that movie.
Right, it's true. I don't remember his name in Roxanne. He was great in that, though. I thought you were going to marry Naven, Roxanne. I know, I don't know why.
Why?
But because I did... It was like Little Shop of Horrors, you're going to kill him because he's a sadist. And then that leaves the other two. But, like... Roxanne, I feel like... I don't know.
I'm just looking...
But that's just how I felt. So I was wrong.
You were wrong.
Hope you're happy. And therefore,
I am so happy. I feel like you changed your answers because I said that.
I didn't move my pen.
I'm just kidding.
And then therefore, it means that you're wrong.
All right. Well, I still feel like it was easy. And you were wrong about me.
But you were wrong about me because you said you think you set it up. Right, I set up the thing.
We're wrong about each other.
We don't know each other.
Agree that we just don't know each other at all. Clearly. So I have a question for you.
Exciting.
It's not quite as fun.
Oh.
But so in The Jerk, your favorite movie of all time. What was I going to say? Oh, so when Naven lost all his money and he got in a fight and he left, he said, "Oh, this is all I need. Is like this is my dog and my lamp and all that kind of stuff." So Brian, if you lost everything, ruined, and you're walking out with your pants down by your ankles, scuffling along.
Okay.
What are 3 things that you would take with you?
Oh.
3 things. Remembering that you have no money, no future, no friends.
It's really tough. So, this is so stupid. But maybe this isn't... I don't know if this is...
Oh, should I do a guess? I didn't really guess. Should I put something?
Well, maybe guess a couple. Guess some things.
All right. Well, I know it's not. I know what's not going to be going with you.
My copy of The Jerk. Let's see. Oh no, it's let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. Let's see.
I wonder how many people drop off. Like, I wonder if people like while we're thinking, if people are like, I don't care. Click.
Oh my gosh. I think they care.
I think they care enough of the suspense of these. And I hope they're thinking too.
Right. What would you take? America?
It's actually, Christina, it's actually a very good question. I am thinking about this.
Okay, good. Maybe it's too much thinking.
Oh.
No,
Are you
fine.
done?
I have two things.
Then let's
just do. Well, it's kind of.
I'm going to say
too.
3, and so hopefully that you'll get 2.
I'm going to say. Wait, I'm going to do 2, and then I'm going to say. Okay, all right.
Obviously,
I get it.
Oh my God. Obviously, obviously, Shorty, my cat.
That's the one I thought you would never take. Oops. Well, wouldn't you leave that for Carl to take care of? You can't take care of a cat.
Wait, am I leaving Carl too?
Yeah, you got nothing, buddy. It's just like in The Jerk.
Oh my God.
You're leaving Carl too.
Yeah, I guess I would
He's
have to.
He's not standing for that.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to be homeless, I wouldn't take Shorty.
He would drive
to be
you
homeless
crazy.
Too. Well, I would worry he'd run into the street. He's an old cat. But, well then, okay.
Sorry.
Well,
no, you can keep your original answer if you want.
Gee, thanks. It's my life.
We're having quite an episode tonight.
God.
Just
remember
repairs.
that Xanadu went a lot better. So I guess I would say Shorty. I think I would still take him.
Okay.
Although, I don't know. From a homeless guy.
You're going to bring his food
But
here's
the thing. Then I'm thinking about money.
Right.
I have a very, oh God, through a set of circumstances that are too long to get into, I have this very kind of original, interesting coffee table. Unfortunately, it weighs over 100 pounds. I mean, it weighs.
Heavy.
It was very heavy, but it's also like it is something that has value to it. It's so, and I didn't pay for it. Well, I shouldn't say that, but like it's but I think if I could lift that easily, I'd cash it in. Because if I don't have money, I'd just be like, hey, because it's a collector's. That's a good
point.
It's a collector's piece. Again, the circumstances if I acquired that are too long to get into. But yeah, but I do have that, and I think I would cash that in. So it's 2.
Mm-hmm.
My third would be, oh God, let me think about this.
Oh, that's Jeopardy again.
I'm sure there's something I'm really not thinking of. I mean, my laptop is so fucking old, but there's so much stuff on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming I can bring my phone's already with me, right?
That's one of your things. That has to be one of your things.
Jeez. All right, then fine. Then that's it. That's it. My phone, my cat, and my coffee table. What would you do?
All right. So
what did you have?
So originally I had your phone and phone charger.
Oh my God.
So that could be one thing. That's fine. That'll be one thing. Phone and phone charger. Since you're going to cry about it over there. And what was the other thing? A notebook. Because I know you like writing.
I do.
So I feel like you would want like a notebook. And I'm going to say a pen goes with a notebook.
Oh my God!
Right,
you
fine,
think of that? You think like? Oh my God! That should not count. I don't like this.
Fine, just a notebook then. Good luck writing. And then my third thing was I felt like you would want something sort of personal that kind of brings you back to your old life a little bit.
Okay.
And the thing that popped into my mind was that 8x10 portrait of B. Arthur.
Did you hear my stomach? My
I
stomach
heard it.
to that.
Did America hear it?
To America. Yeah, I do. So I have an obsession with B. Arthur, and I put some of this on Instagram already, like one of our first or second posts or something. But like I do this picture of her that it's such a sweet, soft picture of B. Arthur.
Did you already post it?
I think I posted
picture?
that. I'll post it.
It's really great. It's like it's very unique.
Well, she just looks so soft and like. My wish is always that someone says, "Is this your grandmother?"
Yes.
Like,
because it looks
confused.
like a person.
It looks like a personal.
I mean, no offense to B. Arthur, she's a person, but like not a celebrity.
No.
You don't think she's a person anymore, even though she's dead? She's a spirit?
No. Well, I don't want people thinking that we don't know that B. Arthur passed away. B. Arthur, I have a piece somewhere on the internet called, like, B. Arthur is my spirit animal. But that's how much I really, really love her.
So I think that you would take something of hers, is my thought.
Sure. How about you?
Oh, I didn't even think about me.
Oh.
I don't know. A photo album of some sort, probably.
Yeah.
I guess
you have
my
stuff, like you have a
phone.
dog and a cat and a daughter.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to take care of them.
Excuse me. Yeah.
If I didn't have any money. I mean, obviously I would take Emily with me if I could, and Matt if I could. But I mean, if you're talking about like non-people or animals.
You're talking about the scene in The Jerk when they break up.
Yes.
So therefore.
Right. So I would take Emily. I'll say Emily.
Okay.
I guess my phone.
Yeah. That's already 2.
Thank
One
you,
more.
Brian. And like a photo album of some sort.
All right, cool. Very thoughtful answers.
Thanks.
So, The Jerk. Yeah. Are we going to do this again? Are we going to do like the picks again?
I think we should.
Yeah. Let us know, you guys, if you're still listening.
I see. Are we still recording? Like, I feel like we've just been sitting here like chatting.
We tangented, but is this something that you guys like that we do? That we're doing these, like, you haven't seen it, I've seen it. I don't know. It's interesting.
It is interesting. It's tough. It's hard to watch a movie, like revisit, so to speak, a movie that you haven't seen before.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard.
Yeah,
especially an older movie. But I enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
Well, I already know my one for you because it blows my mind you've never seen Moonstruck, but we'll have to work on that. Do you had a few for me actually, and you decided on this one.
It was a lot. It took a lot. We changed things around so
every once in a while, Christina would text me and be like, "How about this one instead?" I'm like, "I'm glad I haven't already watched one of these movies."
Well, can I ask the listeners here right now? I don't even know if they'll answer me. But I want one of my movies that I wanted you to see was Shirley Valentine, but I was afraid that nobody else had ever seen it.
No one's seen it.
But it is won Tonys. It has,
the play.
The play won Tonys, and then she won. She was nominated, I think, for an Academy Award.
That's correct.
So, I mean, it's out there. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think anybody has ever seen it, so I don't know how much interest they would have.
But maybe it speaks to a very select group of people that would be really excited for us to revisit.
I'm going to put that question up on our page.
Yeah, I think so too.
Would you be interested in blah 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 blah?
But this was good. This was
great.
fun. Yeah,
really fun.
Oh my god,
it's like a coffee chat.
Good times.
All right.
And that is it for us in this episode of Old Roommates. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to Old Roommates on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Give us a rating or review while you're there, please. We love our ratings.
If you have an idea for the show, a suggestion, or a comment, email us at oldroommatespod@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Old Roommates. This is Christina.
This is Brian.
Thanks again for listening. Till next time.